There are millions of species inhabiting our planet, but some of them have been so rarely witnessed that people aren't even sure they actually exist. Many are considered mythical creatures that may or may not be real. Some are actually so unique and mysterious they could give unicorns a run for their money. Today we'll tell you all about some of the strangest animals that were only seen once. So make sure you watch till the end and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Yeti. The Yeti, also referred to as the abominable snowman, is a creature that inhabits the Himalayan mountains in Asia. It looks a lot like an ape, and there isn't much evidence proving that the Yeti actually exists, but most of it is anecdotal. Although many people have reported sightings and a few sketchy videos, blurred photos and footprint plaster casts have appeared online. But there's a good chance it was all fake. The best alleged sightings have been debunked by experts, and so far we have no idea if the Yeti is real or just a figment of human imagination. The concept of Yeti originates from the Sherpa folklore, and most scientists think that people just misidentified a huge animal like a yak or a bear. Those who claim to have seen a Yeti say it's a large bipedal with brownish-grey or white fur and menacingly sharp teeth. Loch Ness Monster. The Loch Ness Monster is a legendary mythical creature allegedly found in Scotland. Locals have nicknamed it Nessie. It's a Loch Ness folklore creature and said to live in the depths of the Loch Ness freshwater loch in the Scottish Highlands. According to people who've encountered it, Nessie is a huge creature with a long neck and has one or more humps. It's very shy and reclusive, and no one has ever gotten a decent picture of it. Nessie rose to fame after a story published in a newspaper in 1930s shared information regarding an alleged sighting by a man named George Spicer. Several letters detailing encounters with mythical creatures were received by the newspaper after this, and subsequently everyone agreed to name it the Loch Ness Monster. Most alleged sightings of the monster have been proven false, but people still continue to believe it exists. Megalania. If modern-day lizards freak you out, check out these ancient ones called Megalania. This is a now extinct giant monitor lizard species that is believed to have inhabited the Australian continent during the Pleistocene period. Even now, this species is regarded as the largest terrestrial lizard to ever have lived. They could be up to 23 feet long and weigh more than 4,277 pounds. Very little is known about the Megalania, but the youngest known fossil of this species is believed to be at least 50,000 years old. Archaeologists have speculated that the earlier settlers in the continent may have encountered these lizards. Their heavy-built bodies, legs, huge skulls and jaws full of sharp serrated teeth made them terrifying to even look at. Experts believe they may have been quite speedy and venomous too. Chupacabra. Chupacabra is the legendary creature many claim to have seen but no one has any proof of. That's why the descriptions of this creature are not uniform. It's a creature associated with the American folklore, and its name means goat-sucker. The Chupacabra mostly attacks livestock and drinks their blood, especially goats. According to some accounts, it looks like a reptile, but others claim it has alien-like features. But the consensus is that it's almost the size of a small bear, has spines running down from its neck to the tail, and some have, however, speculated that it closely resembles a dog instead of a bear. The sightings of this creature have been reported since the 1970s in America and outside of it too. The creature rose to fame when livestock killings in a tiny town of Puerto Rico increased and farmers thought it was the Chupacabra. Yahweh. Yahweh is one of the many names given to a popular mythical creature associated with Australian folklore. According to reports, it lives in the outback, particularly in eastern Australia. It's a hairy creature that resembles an ape and is around 12 feet tall. Its feet are allegedly much larger than that of humans, but the Yahweh tracks found in the mud are often inconsistent in their number of toes. Witness accounts describe Yahweh as a hostile and violent creature, but some accounts say they're shy. Sightings of Yahweh date back to the 1850s, and in the earliest account it's described as an alien or inhuman creature called the Yahoo Devil or a hairy man of the wood. Montauk Monster. This monster has only been seen once and no one really knew what it was. However, later it was identified as an ordinary animal. The Montauk Monster was the name given to an unidentified animal corpse that washed up on the shore in Montauk, New York back in 2008. It was discovered by Jenna Hewitt and her friends at the Dutch Plains Beach. The onlookers speculated that it was some sort of mutant experiment animal from the Plum Island Animal Disease Center, while others thought it was a huge cover-up and that the body had been hidden somewhere. There were many theories about it, including a turtle without a shell, a mutant dog, or a huge rodent. The more realistic people thought it was probably a dead coyote, sheep, raccoon, or sea turtle, and eventually it was revealed that the Montauk Monster was in fact a raccoon. Narwhals. Narwhals are real aquatic animals, but they're so rare that experts consider them the unicorns of the ocean. They're a toothed whale species, and the male narwhals have a straight long spiral tusk protruding from the left canine teeth. These whales can grow up to 18 feet in length and weigh up to 3,530 pounds. They don't possess dorsal fins or fused vertebrae. In fact, their vertebrae are joined like the ones seen in other mammals. These whales inhabit the Arctic waters of Russia and Greenland. They're proficient Arctic predators that feast on flayfish in winter and bubble-eat Arctic cods in summer. Experts still don't know for sure what purpose their long horns serve, but they can grow up to 10.2 feet in length, and 1 in 500 male narwhals can actually have 2 horns. Pogo. The Pogo is a renowned lake monster, part of the Canadian folklore. It allegedly lives in the Okanagan Lake of British Columbia. According to experts, the idea of this creature originated from the first national folklore, but now it's become a commercial symbol. Witness accounts describe it as a huge serpent-like lake animal having a dark, smooth skin. It's around 50 feet long and can propel itself rapidly using its large tail. Pogo was first sighted by a woman named Susan Allison in 1872. The second sighting occurred in 1968. This time, a man named Art Folden noticed a strange creature swimming in the lake. He even filmed a video in which he claims the Pogo can be seen moving in the water. Haast's eagle. Haast's eagles are an extinct species that used to live on the South Island of New Zealand. These eagles are often featured in the Maori legend. This was the largest eagle species to ever exist on the planet. They weighed around 33 pounds and they actually grew this big because of the size of their prey. The huge eagle went extinct around the 1400s after the arrival of the Maori people who used to prey on these massive flightless eagles. It's also possible that the early Maori people and the Haast eagles competed for the same food sources, and eventually the humans won. Platypus. The platypus isn't actually a mythical creature. These are in fact egg-laying mammals, and believe it or not, this species is the only venomous mammal species on Earth. Their fur is biofluorescent, their tail is used for storage purposes, and the webbed feet along with the elongated snout helps them in swimming. Platypus have been known by different names in different cultures. A few Aboriginal Australians thought that they were a hybrid between a duck and a water rat. Some also used it as a totem, and it holds great value for the Wadi people inhabiting the area surrounding the Murray River. Zyger antelope. Zyger antelopes are incredibly weird animals. They're a critically endangered species that used to live in the Eurasian steppe, but now there are very few of them left in Russia and Kazakhstan. According to reports, only 50,000 of the Zyger antelopes are left. These are almost 32 inches tall and weigh around 152 pounds. They have unique bloated noses with downward-facing nostrils. There are dark marks on their cheeks and noses. The male zygers possess thick, wax-colored, slightly translucent horns that can grow up to 15 inches in length. The species inhabits the woodlands, grasslands, and steppes in the form of large herds and feed on a variety of plants, including some poisonous ones too. Lowland Tenry. These are tiny creatures found in Madagascar and live in the tropical lowland rainforest. The Tenrys are often seen digging underground, sprinting on land, and even swimming in shallow water. These strange little creatures are between 5 and 7 inches long. They can weigh up to 9.9 ounces at most. They're small but noticeable because of the black spiny bodies with yellow stripes. They actually look like large spiky bumblebees. They mostly eat earthworms and are active throughout the day. They use their long snouts to poke into the ground and find food. Despite their ability to find food, the species is struggling to survive, mainly because of the continuous deforestation. Vogelkop, superb bird of paradise. Also known as the crescent-shaped lofarina or coral-caped bird of paradise, the species is endemic to Bird's Head Peninsula. They were first described in the 1930s by the leading evolutionary biologist Ernest Mayr, but the bird was classified as a full species much later in 2018. Their unique black feathers absorb 99.95% of light. These birds inhabit the mountainous regions of the Bird's Neck Peninsula in western New Guinea and Indonesia and feast on the regional fruits and arthropods. Thorny Devil. This species is also known as the Manic Mountains Devil Thorny Lizard and Thorny Dragon. They're found in Australia and can grow up to 8.3 inches in length. These lizards have two large horn-like scales on their heads. Their bodies are covered in spines that protect them from predators, but they also rely on their camouflaging ability to evade the predators. They actually have a false spiny head on the neck, and whenever it sees a predator it tucks away the real head. The false one, made of soft tissue, fools the predators, although most of them avoid the thorny devils anyway because of their spines. The species live in most parts of Central Australia, in Arabian scrublands and desert environments. They usually feed on ants and hydrate themselves using their skin. Frilled Dragon. This extraordinary lizard definitely looks otherworldly. It's often called the frilled dragon or the frill-necked lizard. The species is native to Australia and southern New Guinea. Their distinguishing gesture is the large frill surrounding their neck, which is connected to their jawbone. These lizards mostly feed on small vertebrates and insects, with their frill resting against the body. But when these lizards are threatened or scared, they put the frill on display. They also display their frills during mating, fights over territory, and to ward off predators. The colours of the frill vary depending on the place they live in. Blue Sea Dragon. Also known as Glaucus atlanticus, dragon slug, blue dragon and sea swallow, this tiny 1.2-inch long creature inhabits the temperate and tropical waters around the globe. They mostly live for a year. Their bodies are flat and tapered with 6 appendages that look like branches. These sea dragons are pelagic critters, meaning they just float in the water and use the surface tension to stay upright. The currents and winds carry them from one place to the other. Their bodies are a stunning blue and white colour. They feed on venomous pneumatocysts from the ocean and can store the venom for their prey. They use this venom to deliver a painful sting to predators. Matamata Turtle. This strange turtle species is native to South America. The freshwater turtle is mostly found in the Amazon and Orinoco basins. It was first described in 1741. The large land turtle species possesses spiky, ridged scales. These are big sedentary turtles and have triangular, flattened heads. There's a horn on their snout and strange tubercles and flaps of skin on their bodies. They also have 4 barbels on their upper jaw and 3 on their chins. They're mostly brown to black in color and can grow up to 37 inches in length. Matamata turtles might be aquatic animals, but they spend a lot of their time in shallow waters and protrude their snouts above the water surface in order to breathe. Aardvark. These are medium-sized nocturnal mammals native to Africa. They have long snouts resembling that of a pig. They possess sharp claws and strong legs since they are burrowers who spend most of their time digging out burrows. They tend to live and reproduce in these burrows. Their arched backs and stout bodies make them look like pigs, but their hind legs are relatively longer than the forelegs. Their weird shovel-like nails help them in digging the burrows. Aardvarks can weigh up to 180 pounds and grow up to 4.27 feet in length. Their fur is mostly pale yellow or grey, but because they mostly stay underground, they look red or brown. Kraken. The Kraken is one of the most feared mythical aquatic monsters. It's described as a massive man-killing octopus inhabiting the coastal waters of Norway. The first sighting of a Kraken was reported by an Italian priest named Francesco Negri back in the 1700s. Later in 1735, an explorer and missionary Hans Egede also reported seeing the Kraken. But the most detailed description of the monster was provided by a Norwegian bishop, Erik Pontoppidan. According to Erik, it was a colossal octopus capable of pulling down ships. Experts believe that most of the Kraken sightings were just people misidentifying a giant squid. Before moving to number 1 in this list, take a look at this creature. A Romanian priest has an interesting story to tell. According to locals, people walking through a forest had encountered a strange 2-headed mythical animal. It looked like it was injured. They had no idea how to help it, so they called the priest, who brought a veterinarian with him. Mysteriously, the creature was never seen again. So far, no one really knows for sure what this creature was. Do you have any idea? Tell us in the comments. Venezuelan poodle moth. This poodle moth could easily be confused for an alien species if we didn't already know about it. No one knew this species existed until 2009. This is an unidentified moth that looks like a hybrid of a poodle and a moth. White, fluffy fur covers their bodies. The species was first introduced to the world by zoologist Arthur Anker from the Federal University of Ceará, Brazil. He posted a picture of these moths on his Flickr page. According to Arthur, he saw this strange animal during a walk through the Canaima National Park in Venezuela. Experts think it could be related to the furry muslin moth. That was all about some incredibly rare and mysterious creatures. Tell us in the comments which one you found the most fascinating. We'll be back soon with another amazing video. See you all next time.